Hello and welcome to this CertAssurance feature explanation video. So what we're going to do during this video is go through all the various parts of CertAssurance and explain all of the features and elements to you. We'll go ahead and start with the dashboard view here. This is a screen you will see when you log into CertAssurance, and this is going to be your home page within the application. So you'll see here over on the left-hand side of the screen here, there's some quick information about how many properties you have set up within CertAssurance, about how many total tenants you have within the application, and how many total vendors you have within the application. We have a visual depiction here of some high-level information surrounding the certificates that you have uploaded into the system. So you can see we have 6 total certificates that we've submitted to the system. Of those 6, 2 are compliant, 4 are expiring soon, and of those 4 that are expiring soon, 3 of them have already expired. Down here you'll see an alphabetical list of the properties that you've added within CertAssurance, and within these lines you have a list of how many total tenants and vendors you have associated with those properties, as well as any alerts associated with any insurance certificates in those properties that are not compliant. Here you'll see a notification that tells you how many expired certificates you have already. And then you have some information here that shows you how many are going to be expiring within the next 30 days. So we have 3 expiring within the next 2 weeks, and then 4 expiring within the next month. From here, we'll go to the property view. So this is similar to the view that you see here on your dashboard. We have a view dedicated just to properties. And from here, you can actually, you could do this on a dashboard as well, where you could drill down into an individual property, but we'll go ahead and do that from the property screen here. We'll drill down into test property 1 here, where you can see we have a couple of tenants and a couple of vendors that are located here on the tab. This window here actually shows you where your property is located via Google Maps, and you can click on it, and it'll bring up a Google Map view of where your property is, which could be handy when you're giving instructions to people on how to get to your property. Here we have the contact information for the individual set up with the property. We have the property name, and then we have the ability to add tenants or vendors from the property. Additionally, you have the ability to view the insurance requirements you've determined for the property. Those requirements are here and contain all the information that you put in when you set up the property. You also have the ability to edit this information via the property setup screen, which is very similar to what you did when you first set up the property. You can change these elements if you want. You can keep them the same. You can review them, and then when you're done, you can just exit out of them. So that's what the property view looks like. Here, we'll look at the list of tenants we have associated in CertAssurance. So this is going to show you all the tenants you have within the application. This is not sorted by property. And it's the same with the vendors tab here. This is going to show you all the vendors you have set up. It's going to be arranged alphabetically, and it's not sorted by property. If you would like to see a view of your tenants and your vendors sorted by property, you could go back to the property screen, select the property, and then these tenant and vendor tabs only show you tenants and vendors associated with that property. So here, we'll go to the tenant list. You can see that we have a list of 6 tenants. These are actually spread out between 2 properties. You have the ability to click on this button that says View and see an insurance certificate associated with a tenant. This is what the system has, and this is what it's checking for compliance. Once you exit out of that, you can click on this Upload button if you would like to upload a new certificate that you get once you've already had the tenant or vendor established within the system. Or you can also, and then there's alerts here associated with any certificates associated with that entry. So you can click on the entry here, and much like the property video, you can see that there's going to be a tenant name, the tenant location, the tenant contact information, and then we maintain the 3 most recent insurance certificates that have been uploaded to the system. So you have the ability to view that from here as well, or you can upload a new one by clicking on this button right here. It says Upload ACORD 25, so it'll take you to a list, take you to a screen where you can navigate to your insurance certificates. Here under Edit Details, it allows you to change the tenant name and the tenant contact information if anything changes there. So that's the tenant overview. The vendor overview is going to look very similar, where you have all the same information available. So that's a quick overview of the application itself. And if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out to us at info@certassurance.com. Thank you very much for your attention.